Welcome back to this part of the episode. Thanks for listening to the Gunpowder, Propane, and Jesus podcast. Let's light it up.
I should. It's my wife, right?
Speaking of her,
clarify that.
Speaking of her, we're gonna call her real quick before it gets to 9:30.
Go right ahead.
Mm-hmm.
But that and the grandkids, and this is my time of year. I'm a Christmas freak, so I love doing all the stuff for Christmas. I do most of the shopping and all that kind of stuff, and that's the day today. I got to get depressed on the day after Christmas because it's like,
gotta take it all down.
It's over. Oh no, it ain't coming down. We'll wait a couple of weeks, but the fact that it's built up for about 2 or 3 months, and then in one day it's just like it's done, and I sit there the next day going, can we do it again? Is that
hello, Miss Bonnie? We can't get your husband to shut his mouth. We're trying to get you on the phone, Miss Bonnie. This is Big John with the Gunpowder, Propane, and Jesus podcast. We are just calling you. Oh, Brannon will not stop talking about himself. He says
you can't believe anything John says.
He says he's the greatest father ever.
That ain't true.
He was just as good as Darth Vader.
That might be true.
I don't think he ever tried to kill me intentionally.
You never cut your arm off?
No.
Well, see, you don't know. Some things were like poisons that didn't work.
No.
That type of thing.
That's what's
Bonnie, get me the rat poison. It was really powdered sugar. Right. No one touches my babies. Oh, my Lord.
Y'all crazy.
We wanted to call you before you went and got them nails did.
Yep, I'm getting ready now so I can go get them nails did.
Well, Brandon will be able to pay you after he gets his paycheck from the podcast episode, okay? He'll be able to get you some money.
All right.
Yep. But, no, we just want to reach out to you. You're probably our biggest fan.
Her and Booby.
You got that
Her
right.
Booby. Hey, do you know Booby's real name?
No, I don't. I don't even know Booby.
That's Jordan's mama.
Jordan's mama. Her name's
I mean, I know who it is, but I don't know her.
You've never introduced Bonnie to Booby?
It's never been an opportunity.
Who's a Bonnie and a Booby together?
It'll be the killer bees.
Bonnie Boobies. There we go. Let's do
God
it.
bless it.
Oh, my Lord. Well, we wanted to call you before you went and got your nails did. Are you getting pedicure and manicure?
I sure am.
Girl.
See, my husband loves me. He treats me good.
Are you going to get a pedicure with her?
No, I'm sitting here talking to you.
Have you ever got a pedicure?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a man. That's a man.
Yeah, they feel good, boy.
Yeah,
they massage them calves, too.
That's right.
Look here.
I love making a Korean lady cry. I love it.
With them corns and that fungi,
Heck
I bet
yeah,
you
man.
do.
Man, they get the chainsaw out to get them toenails. Woo.
I don't like nobody touching my feet, man. I don't know.
Man, they'll massage them and massage up your calf muscle, too, in that hot
Go to
water.
sleep.
Man, yes, dude. Got to try it.
Yes.
And they're happy about it. Do you ever see one that's not
What-
smiling down there working with disgusting toes? It's amazing.
Ugh.
Oh, yeah, I'd take your dollars.
We're trying to figure out why Aaron is like he is. We don't think it's Brandon's fault. We think it's your fault, Miss.
No. We don't think it's your fault.
Bruce specifically
John
said
he
earlier
thinks.
that
Yeah.
Miss Bonnie spoiled Aaron.
Yeah, he's fixing to get struck
He
down.
never got a spanking from you, Miss Bonnie.
That ain't true.
Aaron, is that true?
I'm sure she spanked me at some point in time.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I
I
did.
remember.
How many essays did you make him write to?
She didn't make me write none.
Did y'all
I
go
didn't
down
make
to?
you.
That was Hitler over
Did y'all
there.
go down to Monterey to find the essays for him to write to? My name's Aaron. We should be friends. Okay. You want chips and salsa?
John.
Oh, man, that was terrible.
Miss Bonnie,
Off the rails.
We're going to get some
tell
real
us
questions.
tell
going
us
on.
your favorite part about your husband.
Oh, Lord.
Keep
Where
it
to
PG.
On
start?
radio.
Keep it PG.
We got adult
Well-
listeners. You can say whatever you want, Miss Bonnie. I'll edit
No,
it out.
you can't.
Wait,
He
wait.
does not have
we
an
know
edit.
you're not going to edit anything out.
I love her.
I know how to edit, Miss Bonnie. What do you love about the B-Ran and Teresa Clark?
Oh, Lord.
What's his middle name?
No.
I can't tell you. I cannot tell you.
I'm getting tired of this crap. Y'all hiding people's names.
How about let her answer the first question before you move on to questions 7 and 8?
John, silence. Be quiet.
I'm being quiet, Miss Bonnie. You go ahead.
Oh, God. Where to start? Brandon's just I love the way Brandon loves God. He loves his family. There's nobody above me for Brandon. I always used to tell his employees used to ask me, how do you put up with him? And I tell them and I tell everybody, Brandon treats me differently than he treats anybody else on this planet. He loves me wholeheartedly, and he's always been good to me and treated me right. And he loved my kids, and he treated them right.
Did he?
He showed them love. Love. I didn't say he was perfect, but he's perfect for me.
There you go.
That's right.
That's awesome.
That was beautiful.
Tell us about when he almost died.
You almost
Oh,
died.
God.
That was a rough time.
When you almost die?
That was a rough time.
That's why he's still retarded now.
So you're saying I wasn't retarded before
No,
now?
you're halfway normal. Now you're just retarded.
I thought it was for putting up with y'all.
That might have a little bit to do with it.
Nope, he had bacterial meningitis and was in the hospital for 39 days.
That's right.
Yeah, it was rough. It was bad. They said he was as sick as he could be without dying. And I knew that I'm not saying that I wasn't worried and I wasn't concerned, because I knew it was bad.
Oh, you were.
But I was definitely worried, and I had some major moments alone with God. But I honestly never thought that he was going to die. His mom, on the other hand, I know she did, but I just knew he wasn't.
Diagnosis yet. My mom's calling him family. Hey, y'all better get here.
She's a worst case scenario person, anyways.
And she's a nurse, so that's even better. Yeah.
Right.
Going there with a hangnail.
Right.
We got to take the arm, buddy. I'm sorry. Anyway, go ahead.
There were moments when, I was praying for him to wake up, just to open his eyes, because he was in a coma. And when he opened his eyes, that was the most wonderful sight in my life, I believe, because it was so bad. And when he opened his eyes up, it was like, yep, he's going to be good. He's going to be good.
I wonder,
Slightly crazy, but all right.
It makes me wonder, like, when he opened his eyes, is like, it looked like a newborn baby. He was like, where in the world am I at?
Yeah. Well, he was not in his right mind yet.
No,
Remember that.
You remember what window he licked right before he got the bacterial meningitis?
No, I don't.
Did you have like a sinus infection or something that caused a separation?
Yeah, we were both sick. We were both getting over sinus infections, and we were getting ready to go to Costa Rica. And we decided to cancel on that because we didn't feel like in our condition the tropical weather would be our friend. So I called my boss, told him we weren't going to be able to make that trip. And I told Bonnie that, I wanted to go out the next day, go get something to eat, do something, just get out of the house. We've been in the house for a while. And that's pretty much the last thing I remember, other than telling her I had a really bad headache for the next month or so.
Oof.
Yep. Because when I woke up in the hospital, of course, I wasn't in my right mind because I had a lot of swelling on the brain. And, couldn't feed myself, couldn't do anything myself. Had to be retrained on how to walk and all that kind of stuff. And one of my eyes was like, because of the swelling, it was like forced over in here, so I couldn't even hardly see. Wow. But, yeah, I had some pretty entertaining moments while I was in the hospital. But, one thing I can say, she never left my side. Man, these things. She would go home to feed the dogs, and she would be right back.
Right, yeah.
And be there, most of the 24 hours of the day. She was a constant in that room, and I'm sure I drove her crazy too.
Yeah.
I will say this, and there's always a you don't always see God in everything right when it happens, but you can look back on it and say there was definitely some God in that. So even though I was a little cloudy upstairs, for whatever reason, Romans chapter 8 had crept into my mind. I'd never even really paid attention to Romans chapter 8, especially verse 28. But I started sharing that with everybody that came in the room. A nurse, a doctor, whoever was coming to visit me. Have you ever heard Romans 8:28? Let me give you Romans 8:28, and then we're going to explain it. And family members would come in, and when I could finally see, I'd get my Bible out and read it. And, and again, I'm sure it drove a lot of folks crazy, but that was an awesome time to witness to a lot of people, even if I didn't realize what I was witnessing. My first rehab guy actually went to Victory College, and I wouldn't have known that had I not shared a Bible verse with him. And from there on, we're talking Bible back and forth, and he's trying to keep me from falling on my face in the floor and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it turned out to be a really good time to be a witness to a lot of people. And I don't know what kind of effect it had on them going down the road, but it ended up being a great time to share the gospel with awesome. A bunch of random folks. So that was cool.
What is Romans 8:28? Go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah, putting you on the spot, Brannon.
You need to pull it up for you.
See, I could have said it had you not asked.
Oh,
but,
man.
Ain't that the one about all things work together?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I ain't gonna.
You don't have to. We know which one it is. That was a test, and you definitely failed.
I appreciate that.
You give it to us, John.
Give it to us, John. What's Romans 8:28?
I'm going to edit that in.
For we know all things work together for good for those that love the Lord and are called according to His purpose.
Yep.
There you go.
Perfect.
So I guess the reason why that verse got stuck in my brain was because I figured that situation was going to work for good.
Yeah.
Regardless.
One way or another.
6 months out of work and just all the other stuff going on, but it could have been worse.
I think it was God trying to tell you don't need to go out of the country no more, because the next time you tore your Achilles the day before you were supposed to leave again.
That wasn't going out of the country, though. That was going across the country.
No, I thought y'all were going to
we were going to Montana.
No, we were going to Montana.
Oh.
Yep.
See, I was going to say something. You said you were trying to learn how to walk. Well, you had to learn how to walk then, and then you had to learn how to walk after the first Achilles, and then you had to learn how to walk after the second Achilles.
He's a professional at walking now.
A little bit.
That bacterial meningitis, that's like an infection on your brain, your fluid, the fluid between your brain. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the only thing I remember about a lot of this stuff is what I've heard Bonnie say to other folks when they ask about it. But like I said before, I had told her that I had what I consider to be the worst headache in the history of my life, and I was going back to bed, and this was like midday or something, I think.
And Brannon doesn't go back to bed.
Yeah.
He has been sick. He has had stomach viruses where he's throwing his guts up, and he does not go back to bed. And when he went back to bed that morning, I knew something wasn't right. And just thank God I was home, because otherwise, if I had not been sick too, I'd have been at work, and it'd be a whole different story.
So you just knew, you're like, let's go to the hospital.
No,
and see, that's somewhere else too that I see where God had His hand on this situation, because the infection that we had, the sinus infections we had beforehand, I kind of look at that's what stopped us from going out of the country, because going to Costa Rica and having that happen would have been an end game, because they just don't have the facilities for stuff like that. And then that Friday or whatever day it was that she didn't go to work, she just happened to be home
Thursday.
When it finally all came together. I see God working in that too. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. She called my mom and then called 911, and the ambulance came, and our next door neighbor, who is an EMT, I think he had just gotten off like a 24-hour shift, and they called him and said, hey, these folks, they need some help. Apparently he's not cooperating with, the EMTs that are already there. So he told me the story later. They put him at my face, and he said I was spitting all over him, and, because I didn't want him to touch me. And but he was
fighting them pretty good.
There was, I don't know, 6 or 7 of them that finally had to wrestle me into the back of the ambulance, and
I think there were, gosh, I can't even remember how many people were here now, but there were 8 or 9 people here.
And then I didn't want to cooperate in the emergency room either because, you know, they were trying to figure out what was going on, want to do a CAT scan, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, 11 people or so to get me into the CAT scan machine and then hold me down for the...
So you got to be still for that.
They had a spinal tap you or something.
Yeah, the spinal tap. You don't want to move when they're doing that.
Mm-mm.
But
that's when they put
Yeah, they had to intubate him to be able to do all that because he just wouldn't cooperate.
Oh, retard strength.
Yeah, one of his nurses said in the emergency room said, "Let me get up there. He won't get, you know, he won't push me off." Well, she climbed up on the table, sat on his legs,
He got lap
and
dance in the emergency room.
he kicked her across the room.
Well, I mean, Brandon's not a little dude.
No, he's not. And it was bad because they had him strapped down on the bed, and his wrists and his ankles were starting to bleed because he was fighting so hard, not knowing what he was doing because he was not in his right mind. And, you know,
Well, I
they
mean,
were
raising
doing
Aaron Clark, you can't be in your right mind.
You know what?
They were doing everything they could to keep him from hurting himself or anybody else, you know. But it was a time.
That Joker was seeing people like disappear into sand or turn into sand, and you know, just the wind blow them away. He was seeing all kinds of stuff. They had him on some good drugs. Good.
Yeah, the combination of the medicines that he was on and all the swelling in his brain had a bad effect on him.
What did Preacher Brown say when he come in?
Oh God. They were moving him from ICU into a step down unit, and Brown and Jay.
You're breaking up, Mama. Move wherever you was at. Hey,
Just waiting on them to.
You're breaking up. Wherever you was at, go back to it.
Well, I'm in the car now, so hang on just a second. I'll be on the main road. It won't be breaking up anymore.
Mama.
While we're waiting on you, we put you on the spot. Say, Brandon, what's your favorite part about your wife?
Ooh, PG.
Then I can say
it. Where's your favorite place to kiss?
No.
Oh, hey. Off the rails.
Thank you.
Yeah, see?
favorite part about my wife is, and again, the list is long, so it's kind of hard to just narrow it down to one thing, but Bonnie is one of the most compassionate people on the planet. If you're ever trying to find somebody's gift, hers is extremely evident if you just spend any amount of time with her whatsoever. And I think that compassion has allowed her to put up with a lot of junk from me, because it hadn't always been a perfect ride, an easy ride, even though she's sitting there talking all these wonderful things about me. You know, every couple has their issues, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say the level of compassion that she has, the level of love that she has for me is something I've never experienced before on any level with anybody else. So, and she cooks good, so that's a bonus. Now we got some dead space.
Are you in the car now?
Yeah, I'm good.
Now, what did Preacher Brown say?
When they rolled him down the hall, he was telling Jake that he was sand, and when he ran off the end of the bed, he was going to be gone. That was it. And Jake didn't know what to say. Jake was just looking at him like, okay. And you know how Preacher Brown was. And they get him into the bedroom, and they tell us to wait till they got him situated. Well, Larry Brown wasn't waiting. He just busted on in there. He went on in there with him. And so we finally all got in there, and he said, I don't remember what he said to Brannon, and Brannon went on his spree of talking about the Bible and what he was thinking about and just preaching. And Larry Brown was just sitting there looking at him like, are you ever going to shut up? And so finally, he says, he's just talking. And he took a breath, and finally Larry Brown said, okay, let's pray. And then he was out.
Preacher Brown didn't go to the hospital to see many people, so you should have felt privileged.
Well, he know me since I was about 6 or 7, so.
When we were standing in the hallway and they brought him down, and when Preacher walked into the room with him, Brandy goes, Larry Brown, just as loud as he could, and Preacher just cracked up.
This is coming from a man who barely speaks. I could sit in the room with him for 45 minutes, and he may say a half a sentence.
Yeah.
To be an old chatty Cathy in the hospital.
The hospital give you the good.
He was out from Thursday to Sunday or Monday in a coma, so he was out. And when he woke up, it was almost like he was scared to go back to sleep. And for, I don't remember how many days it was, he did not sleep at all. And he just talked and talked and talked. And his nurse finally said, this man's got to sleep.
Y'all put him back
And she was trying everything she could to get the doctor to give him something to put him out, and they wouldn't.
All them years of not talking, he had a lot built up.
Yeah, he did.
Might not be able to say it again.
Well, they had me on the same stuff that they say killed Michael Jackson. And, yeah.
Man.
One of the side effects of it is, weird visions or nightmares, whatever you want to call it. So
he had some
I'm
weird
in a coma for 4 or 5 days, and I still haven't fully shared even with Bonnie, but I told her, I said, the things that I saw in those dreams scared me to death. I have never seen stuff like that before, ever. And so when I finally woke up, it was like, we are not going back there.
Not going back to that
place. And there was people in the dream that I recognized that we go to church with, and bad things were happening to them. Bad things were happening to my family members. And, when I woke up, it was like, nope. I don't care what y'all do, but I'm going to be right here. And the more I talked, the more I stayed awake, right?
Right.
So, yeah, talked a lot.
He didn't shut up.
His mom, if I left the hospital, his mom was there with him. He was not left alone ever, the whole time he was in there. But I know, like, the first and second time that I left, well, after he woke up, and I left, I went straight home, fed my dog, took a shower, changed clothes, and straight back. And, like, the first time, as soon as I walked in the door at home, she called me. Bonnie, can you please talk to Brandon on the phone and tell him that you're okay? I said, okay. So I get on the phone with him, and he, when are you coming back? I'll be back. I just got to take a shower, baby. I'll be back. Okay. You really coming back? Please. And he'd be like, why'd you do it? Why did you do that? I'm like, do what, baby? Why did you kill yourself? He thought, in his mind, everybody was trying to kill themselves or had killed themselves. And it was really freaking him out. And I had to just talk him through stuff like that. And it was, some of the stuff was comical. Some of it was funny. And it was one of those situations where you have to laugh to keep from crying, And some of it was sad and scary. But we got through it. God got us through it.
Now, how long ago has that been?
2014.
2014.
January and February.
Yep.
Yeah. Had to be February, right? Or was it end of January?
It was right at the end of January and end of February. And then I didn't
It
go
was
back to work till,
January
like,
the
June.
8th. I think January the 8th or I think the 8th is when he went into the hospital.
One of the good things that came out of it was, when I got home, as time progressed, if I ever messed something up and Bonnie would say something to me, I'd say, "Look, I've had a brain injury."
He still does that. He still does
10
it.
years later, and she's like, "You can't use that no more."
I was fixing to say, do you still give him the same grace today as you did back then?
No, I'll say, "I've had a brain injury." She'd be like, "Shut up, that happened a long time ago."
Yeah, it's expired.
It has expired. Find a new excuse.
I try that stuff sometimes with my wife. Yeah, you're past that. Let's go.
You know how you could have forgot your anniversary and everybody's birthdays, man? That's what I just don't remember.
Listen, let me tell you something. When that man
she was
was
going to talk this
laying,
much, did you?
Oh, we knew.
We knew.
when that in a hospital bed, Valentine's Day rolled around, and he had one of his employees bring me flowers to the hospital room for Valentine's Day. So
That's a good
he
man
didn't
right
forget.
there.
I'm guessing you didn't share a room with nobody.
No, he didn't.
There was none of that going on, I promise. Way too weak. Way too weak.
Put a little something
Matter of fact,
special in your IV.
I'll give you an inside scoop on one story. So,
Nope.
Nope.
child.
Nope.
From the
Earmuff.
child.
Aaron.
the nurse came in there and said, we need you to try to use the bathroom instead of the bed all the time.
Right.
So she got me up. She got me in the bathroom. She said, just let it happen. Don't strain because you're not strong enough to strain. Well, I'm an idiot, right? So she left the room, and I decided this ain't working. I'm going to strain. And it immediately caused me to pass out.
Oh.
So it just so happened as I'm falling off the commode.
He's old squat to pee.
No, we weren't trying to pee, Aaron.
Aaron, if you got a strain to pee, you got a problem, bud.
I mean, in his condition, he might have had to.
You need some penicillin, bro.
Anyway, I was able to pull that emergency cord on the way down to the floor, and it alerted them to come back in there. And the nurse and a couple other folks had to pick me up and put me back in bed. And it's great because you got on nothing but the gown, no underwear, no nothing, and it was fantastic. So yeah, we were weak. We didn't have any energy for none of that other stuff.
Oh my goodness. Well, Mama, thank you for answering. You there?
You're welcome.
And I appreciate you not letting me be the only one to say off the rails today.
Off
Yeah.
the rails. Hey, Bonnie, how should Bruce die next week?
Oh gosh, I think you should just let him live.
Okay.
Oh, see?
I told you he was compassionate.
Let him live. Well, we love you, Miss Bonnie. Thank you for listening.
You're so welcome.
You
Love
be
you,
good.
Mama.
See ya.
Get them toenails trimmed, okay, baby?
I'm on the way.
Heck yeah.
Bye.
Bye, Miss Bonnie.
So, one of the things he talked about seeing that stuff in the dreams and stuff. Well, this joker right here he's got some demon or something following him because he's seen all kind of crazy stuff. Don't you tell us about some of them episodes?
Yeah, I think we were going to bring up all this. I thought we'd get to
Oh,
a
now
Bible
we gotta
study
get-
at some point in time.
Oh,
here.
we want to know it all.
I hear you. Yeah, I don't know. I think it happened after I met Aaron because I didn't have this problem
Oh.
before I met Aaron.
It was Mercedes, not me. She's got the red head.
She's a golden child. Stop it.
Yeah, okay.
Do we need to call Mercedes when you
No,
get her on here?
no, she won't
She
ever
probably,
shut
she
up.
probably wouldn't answer. There's been several times since I've known Bonnie, and it's happened everywhere we've lived for whatever reason, that I wake up in the middle of the night and because I feel like something woke me up, and then I'll see something. When we lived in our first mobile home, I woke up one night and our bed was situated where you could look right down the hall. And so I wake up and I look down the hall and I see this guy going into their room. And I woke Bonnie up and I said, some man just went into Aaron and Sadie's room.
Not I'm getting up to go check it out. It's, hey, somebody just went in there.
I was hoping she would.
Bonnie.
Hey, yo, kids.
And she was like, you're just dreaming, go back to sleep. So whatever, went back to sleep. So we moved. We moved to a house in North Augusta. And, you know, we're asleep one night and I woke up and I looked out in the hallway and I woke Bonnie up and I said, do you see those people out there in the hallway? And she said, what are you talking about? I said, there's a woman and a child in the hallway dressed like their own little house on the prairie, and they're just staring at us. And she, no, I don't see nothing. Go back to sleep. So that was that night. A couple nights later, I woke her up and I said, tell Aaron to go back to his room. And she said, what? I said, Aaron just laid down on the floor next to your side of the bed.
Oh,
Tell him
my
to go back to
Lord.
his room. And she looks over the side of it. She said, honey, there's nobody there. So, you know, these episodes aren't that bad. And then when we moved into the house we're currently in, I woke up one night and I thought I was being attacked. And I literally jumped across her side of the bed, freaking out. And
He
she was
just
like,
left her there.
no, I didn't leave her there. I rolled over on her. I was protecting her.
Bomb chicka wow wow.
My man.
Yeah, thank you. But I had thought I had seen like this, it was like a skeleton that had on like this gray hair. It was a woman, and she was screaming as she was attacking me. And I mean, it scared me to death. So when I saw it that far from my face, I did the only thing I thought to do, right? Jump across the bed and try to get away from it. But it all disappeared like instantly. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing that lingered around. But yeah, I've had many of those episodes.
When you were younger, did you ever do anything that came on sheets of paper?
Like acid or LSD.
Only a couple of times.
That's what that reminds me of.
He was having late effects.
So,
Oh
yeah,
man,
those were some weird episodes.
you want to hear something funny? I heard it this morning. You know, he's my stepdad. We're not, you know, it's not biological, but I can't tell you how many people have said when I introduced him, "Hey, this is my dad." Oh, I can see it. Y'all look just alike. That's amazing. I guess when you hang around somebody so long,
Well, I mean, if you think about it, look at your hairline, your forehead, your nose is similar, your cheeks.
Y'all do look a lot alike.
Yeah.
But
Beard, mustache.
we're only 11 years apart.
yeah, old boy started young.
Yeah, so you know,
Maybe this was his plan to raise you better. He's
I
like,
was trying to get everything done so I could focus on my career.
He found him a sugar mama. You was just baggage.
Lord.
Leave him behind. I'll come back in about 8 years.
I'm going
Oh,
to get
man.
milk, Aaron.
So stupid.
Speaking of your career, you said work takes up a lot of life. Tell us about what you do for work for those of us that don't know.
All right, so I am a branch manager for a company called ABC Supply, which stands for American Builders and Contractors. Been there, fixed to start year 27. I mean, it's managing a business. I've got 16 employees, 16 different personalities, you know, $4 million worth of inventory, 28 acres of property. It's a lot going on. And it's 10-hour days. So it takes up a fair amount of my time, and it can be quite stressful. But one thing I have learned over the last few years at least is when it's time to go home, it's time to go home.
Yep.
I spent a lot of years killing myself before I was supposed to be there, after I was supposed to be there, you know, doing a lot of things, and it took away time from them and my wife. And, you know, I just made up my mind a few years back that work was not going to be the dominant force. I wanted to spend time with my family. And I didn't want to be stressed out to the point of not being able to be at home when I was at home. So I've learned to leave a lot of stuff there. Like I say, big start year 27. I've been a manager for 22 years. I think this will be year 22. The guy that hired me, you know, during the interview process, he asked me, everybody wants to know where you're going to be in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. He said, where you want to be in 5 years? I said, sitting in your seat.
Thanks for listening, and remember, the smoke may settle, but the embers stay lit. This was the Gunpowder, Propane, and Jesus podcast. Stay tuned for the next part of this episode.